Hey there everyone, it's Jenna. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, it's that time of year again where we all head off to HomeGoods and do that holiday shopping. You all know that I like to point out those pieces that will really help to elevate your space and give it a much more designer feel. But of course, they're for those amazing HomeGoods prices. And then we come back home and I'll show you everything that I found for my own space and how I'm planning to style it. So hopefully you can get some fun holiday decorating inspiration for your own space this season. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And without further ado, let's head off to HomeGoods.
Okay, so here we are at HomeGoods, and one of the first things that I saw were these gorgeous LED ceramic houses, and these guys were only $10 each, and that's a great deal considering they sell super similar houses at West Elm for anywhere from $20 to $45 depending on the size. And I also love that these light up to give your space a cozy holiday glow in the evening, and they even had a couple different sizes available, so you could create your own little village on somewhere like a mantle or a console table. Now, something that I think helps to give your space a designer feel during the holiday season are brass accents. They pair so well with winter greenery and they just add a pop of warmth to your holiday decorating. So I loved this brass reindeer figure that was only $20 because I've seen other designer sites that sell similar pieces for close to $100. And another amazing designer dupe that I spotted was this antique brass nativity scene. This guy was only $12.99, and what's crazy is they actually sell an almost identical looking piece at Pottery Barn for $70. And this would be so pretty popped on a mantle. You could even play with putting a light behind it and projecting the image onto a wall. I think that could be really cool. And another thing that I saw a ton of at HomeGoods were Real Touch greenery pieces. And if you're unfamiliar with Real Touch greenery, it's basically what the name suggests, where even if you touch it, it feels real. And it's typically a very expensive type of faux greenery, often sold on designer sites. So the fact that you can get it here for a lot cheaper is amazing. And one of my absolute favorites was this pine cone and cedar wreath that truly looked so realistic, and it was only $25, which is such a steal considering it looks super similar to the one that they sell on Magnolia for $88. And something that's become really big the last couple of years in holiday decorating are these faux gingerbread decor pieces. And I actually incorporated some similar ones into my kitchen decorating last year, and I loved the subtle whimsical feel of it. And I noticed a lot of gingerbread decor here that looked super realistic. It just kind of felt like it'd be out on display in a bakery's window or something. And these would be so fun to pop on a countertop or maybe on a shelf or as part of a tablescape or even on a console table. And something else that I saw a bunch of and really liked were these pre-made holiday greenery arrangements. I loved the textured vase on this one and the pine cone detail in the stems just to give it more of a rustic feel. And they also had this one in this pretty black handled vase, and I loved the sugared cranberry detail for a natural pop of color. And what I really appreciated about all of these pre-made arrangements is that most of the greenery was Real Touch and looked super realistic. So these could be a great option if you struggle with arranging stems, or if you just want a piece that's already put together for you and includes the vase to make your holiday decorating a lot easier. Another piece that gave off such a high-end designer look were these pillar candle holders. I loved the combo of the greenery and brass bell detail. These would make such a statement placed along a dining table with some candles inside. And I love that they had a natural rustic feel to them, but they'd also really dress up a space and make it feel very elegant. And speaking of holiday tablescapes, they had a ton of festive dinner napkins to choose from, but what I personally like to do to save money on these details is just pick out something natural and textured that's really versatile and I can use it throughout the rest of the year, like these taupe gauzy napkins, and then I'll pair it with a more festive napkin holder like these adorable brass nutcracker ones. And another holiday decor detail that doesn't cost a lot of money but makes a big impact are these little accent trees. And I've used super similar ones in my decorating to style on places like a kitchen countertop or just to simply pop next to pre-existing decor to give it more of that holiday feel in an effortless way. Another section that I love visiting during the holidays is the entertaining aisles. And here at HomeGoods, they usually clear out an entire section just to make room for the entertaining pieces. And the best part is that you can invest in these pieces to use year round. So I always wait until the holidays to buy my entertaining pieces because there's always so much selection for great prices. Things like ice buckets, salad serving spoons, barware, things like that. They also have a ton of holiday themed serveware like this marble cheese board. This gives off such a high-end look and is so so fun for a charcuterie board or is great for just displaying holiday treats on. Another thing that I thought gave off a designer look were these tortoiseshell wine glasses. They sell a bunch of tortoiseshell drinkware at Pottery Barn, and I love the look of it because it adds a fun punch of pattern and interest, but it's still neutral and gives off that pretty golden warmth, which is perfect for the holidays. Now, something that's been a big trend the past couple of years is the scalloped detail, and I loved this scalloped woven tree collar and all of the natural warmth it would give to a space. It was only $30, and it's a great alternative to the woven one that they sell at Anthropologie with a similar scallop detail. And if you're not into tree collars, they had a ton of tree skirts, and most were in the $20 to $50 price range. And personally, when picking out tree skirts, I like to gravitate towards ones that have some sort of texture because I think it just makes a great backdrop for presents. So something like a chunky woven detail or like this faux fur one that looks super similar to the one that they sell at Arhaus for $150, while this one is only $50. Something else that I spotted that's a great year-round styling piece to have on hand are these distressed wooden dough bowls. And I love the little handle detail on this one, and I actually used something similar in my holiday decor to display my favorite sugared cranberry bowl filler, which I will link below. But it's just a great styling piece that can look great on its own to add some natural warmth to a space, or it can be filled with a seasonal bowl filler to add a more festive touch. Now, another piece that I thought would be a great year-round piece but also shine during the holiday season was this candle warmer lamp. And I've seen a bunch of little candle warmers, but I loved that this one specifically was both a lamp and a candle warmer, so you could pop it on a little side table in a living room to give your space a cozy glow and disperse a festive scent at the same time. Something else that I saw a lot of at Homegoods were these decorative greenery orbs, and they sell a very similar looking one at Arhaus for $100, and the ones at Homegoods were a fraction of that price. They had this pretty cranberry one if you like to have a pop of red in your space, and they also had this more affordable rustic pine cone one with a velvet ribbon that I thought was so cute. And while it's not a holiday piece, this cabinet was too stunning not to put in this video. I could not believe the price point at only $800, and I loved the expensive antique look of the hardware, and I could just picture this piece filled with books and decor with some garland draped over the top for the holidays to give a living or a dining space a cozy festive feel.
Okay, so now we're back home and I'm gonna show you everything that I found for my own space this holiday season. It's so funny because every single year I'm like, I don't need any more decor. And then I just see these like jaw-dropping pieces and I'm like, well, I have to get that. So a lot of these pieces were really worth it. And the first one is probably my favorite, and it is this stunning set of driftwood trees. Now they sell a super similar set on Anthropologie. The large size is $68 and the smaller size is $48. And here I found the large one for $16.99 and then the medium size was $9.99. So a fraction of the price for a super similar look. And honestly, I love the driftwood. I think it just adds this beautiful, natural, earthy element to my decorating, but still makes it festive and fun at the same time. And I actually found a set of two at one Homegoods, and then I went to the other Homegoods and I found a third one and I couldn't pass it up. So I also got this little guy for $6.99. So I now have a set of three, which is nice because sometimes I like to use just two. Like if I was putting this on a mantle or a shelf or something, I think two would look really pretty, but there's also lots of opportunities to use three. Like you could style them together in a little tray on a console table. You could also put a wreath in the center of a table and put three of them in there. I think that would be really beautiful. These also add such a beautiful natural texture to a space. I love all of the visual interest in the layers of the driftwood and how each one kind of varies in color a little bit, which I just think is so cool. And this is a very designer look. They also sell a similar set of two at Arhaus, and I believe that's $50. So definitely still a lot more reasonable than the Anthropologie one, but this definitely was the best price that I've ever seen. So I had to snag them because I feel like these are one of those pieces that I'll use year after year. They also did have some beautiful driftwood reindeer, and they had some like little nativity sets that you could hang on your tree. I thought those were pretty too. So lots of driftwood options that I was seeing at Homegoods, and it's definitely a very high-end designer look. Okay, so the next thing I found is this stunning piece of forest artwork. They also had another like autumnal scene with some warmer colors. And when I saw this, I knew it was gonna be perfect for my space because I like to keep my winter decor out, you know, through January and February. And I figured that this would be a perfect image to last me all winter long. Like I don't have to put it away once the holidays end, which is really cool. And this was only $15, which I felt like was such a good deal. I love the earthy greens and the subtle, almost neutral color palette of this, but it also really makes a statement. This reminds me a lot of the places that I've been in Yellowstone, in Banff, in Glacier National Park. So it kind of was like a fun reflection of my travels too, because it reminds me of a lot of those like Rocky Mountain towns. In fact, I've actually taken really similar photos on my travels. So I loved that it was kind of compiled in this like vintage style art piece, and it has this beautiful kind of like rustic wood frame to it. And I love popping these pieces on shelves, on kitchen countertops. You can also use them to enhance styling on your console table. So just a really beautiful piece that helps relate my space back to nature. I love the pretty reflection here of the trees and the water. It's just very calming, and it gives off that like cozy, wintry, woodsy vibe, which is really nice for the holiday season. Okay, so it wouldn't be a holiday haul if I didn't have some type of greenery, and I picked up these beautiful Real Touch pine cone stems. Now, each one of these branches was $14.99, which I felt like was a really good deal because they actually sprawl out pretty wide. So there's a lot of greenery in this branch. And not only that, but $14.99 for this thick of a Real Touch stem, I felt like was a really good deal. I also am a big fan of pine cone details. I think that they just help to enhance your greenery and they make it feel a little bit more rustic and realistic. So I'm just gonna pop 2 of these in a vase and put it in a spot where I wanna make a statement, maybe on my kitchen island or somewhere like our dining table. These just have such pretty movement to them, and they did have a bunch there. And I also showed in the shop with me portion how they had a similar wreath in the same exact greenery with the pine cone detail. So it's definitely a good time to check out Homegoods if you are in need of some like nice, cheap, affordable greenery that looks really expensive and realistic. Okay, so in my opinion, there's no better time to incorporate candles and just glowing decor into your space other than the holidays. The holidays is where you can really create like that cozy ambiance by using candles, by using fairy lights, things like that. So when I saw these, they're not necessarily Christmas, but I figured they'd enhance my space for the holiday season. And they are these really beautiful stone candle holders. Now, the small one was $7.99 and the large one was $9.99. So $18 for the pair, which I felt like was such a good deal. And you guys know this, I talk about this all the time on my channel, but when I'm sourcing decor, I really try to source pieces that relate back to nature, that have some earthy element to them. So whether that's stone or clay or linen or wood, those things just help your space to feel very calming and very natural and organic. And when you layer a space with those materials, it just gives off a really relaxed feel, which is what I go for in my home. So these are perfect to add some height to a mantle. They're also really beautiful to add into shelf styling, just because they help to add that height and repetition, which sometimes that can be hard to do on shelves. You know, you have to have a lot of vases or taller things, and a lot of times we have books and bowls and little clocks and trinkets. So it's nice to have something substantial that'll help to add some height to my decor and also help to relate it back to nature and just give off that cozy glow with those candles this holiday season. Okay, so as a lot of you know, we did a cross-country move this summer. So we moved from Charlotte, North Carolina to Phoenix, Arizona. And as a lot of you know, it gets very hot in Phoenix, Arizona. It gets like above 110 on a weekly basis. So I got rid of a lot of my candles just because I didn't want them melting in the boxes all over everything. I tried to take some of the ones that I really loved and wrap them up with care and put them in Ziploc bags and kind of tried to keep them in their own little container, but I couldn't take everything. So I'm missing a lot of like my styling candles, which I used to have. So when I saw this, I knew I had to get it. And it's this gorgeous like textured candle. This guy was only $12.99, which I felt like was a really good deal for how large it is. And this actually looks very similar to the Minka vase that they sell at Anthropologie. So I figured this would be so pretty to add to my styling candle collection. So this will just add some really beautiful texture to my styling moments around my house. It's great to accent a larger vase or pop on a shelf or use on a coffee table or in a little tray. So definitely a great deal for only $12.99, especially because it has like the same exact texture of the Minka vase. And here in our rental, I like to use my little wax warmer. That's been so nice. I just pop it on our shelf and it enhances our decor, but it also is nice because it releases releases that scent throughout the house in a safe way. And then as far as the candles that I get to burn, I love like that balsam and fir scent. It's just like so festive and natural, and just like, oh, that like fir smell of the trees is so perfect. So I actually really like to buy amber glass jars with kind of like an apothecary label. I think that this really helps to kind of blend into your decor and make it feel a little bit more old world, which I love. So this guy was $7.99, and this will be great to just add to little trays around the house. And also it smells so good, so I'll probably put it on our little candle warmer and just get that warmed up to release that scent throughout the house and make it also smell festive on top of looking festive. All right, everyone, that about wraps up this HomeGoods shop with me and haul. I hope you maybe got a fun idea or two for your own space this holiday season. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help to support my channel. And make sure that you're subscribed and you hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. And I just want to thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!